Going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Tyler LEGO Guy here, and welcome to another comparison video. Honestly, love these two sets. But the two sets we're going to be comparing is the Imperial Shuttle. So let's start with the old one. This is set 7166, came out in 2001, had 258 pieces, 4 minifigs, and retailed for $35 US. Now nowadays this set's going for 116 new and 50 used. And then the next set that we're going to be comparing it against is the Imperial Shuttle Tydirium. That's set 75094, came out in 2015, 14 years later, which is going to have a bearing with the comparison. I had 937 pieces, 5 minifigs, retailed for 100 US. Now new this set's going for 117, and used it's going for 88. So anyways, very cool looking sets. This is more so just showing how LEGO has changed, because clearly this one is much more detailed, but this one still has that beautiful classic looking look to it basically. Just a gorgeous looking set. But yeah, enough talk, let's get right into it. Now to start, we're going to take a look at the 2001 model. So I'll just give you guys a 360 view of it. Very nice looking set. I do quite like it. As you're going to notice on the front, they have some nice little detailing. There's a nice little cockpit. To put that minifig in, you just literally take the window off, just like so, and stick it back on. So it's nothing too fancy. I'll also show you guys what it kind of looks like with its wings folded out. So let's move that tripod back a little bit. Looks pretty good. Actually, let me grab it at a better angle. Very nice looking little model. It's not a huge set. As you guys can see, it's much smaller than the other one. We will compare them side by side just so you guys can kind of see how much smaller this one is really to the 2015 model. And then in the back, they really improvised the space in here. So Emperor Palpatine and his 2 royal guards. Fun fact, this was the first set that royal guards ever came in. So they can just fit in there very nice and snug. The spears go on either side, and literally they just fit in like so. Very snug, but it does do the job. You really have to make sure it's all the way in there, or else it will not fit. And then they have a nice little engine detailing right there, and the wings just fold in and out very easily, as you guys can see. But now let's take a look at the 2015 model. We will compare the minifigs at the end briefly. So I just want to show you guys the size difference between these two guys. It is massive. The other one is probably almost a half a foot taller. Just a much bigger model. But yeah, let's now take a look at the 2015. I just wanted to compare the two because this is now a comparison. Let's begin by giving you guys a 360 view of the 2015. Oh. Okay, we're gonna get into the stability. The older one actually is a little bit more stable. But yeah, very nice looking model. Let's just extend the wings out just to give you guys kind of a full idea of what it looks like when it's coming at you. So very, very nice looking. It is obviously superior in design to the old one, although the old one has that classic look. This is more so just, again, a comparison of how they changed over the years. Not so much which one's better, just because clearly this one's much more detailed and this one has that classic look. Very hard to compare the two and say which one's better. Just really depends what you're looking for, right? So beautiful looking engines. Absolutely love the engines. The other thing is it does have landing gear. Now I will say if this is down, it is a little bit more sturdy than when the legs are actually up than when they're down. It's more sturdy when the legs are up, which is actually kind of interesting. And then this is one of my favorite parts of this entire set. Take a look at this cockpit. It fits Chewie in hand, no problem. And Han, I always pronounce his name weird. And then as you guys can see, very nice looking little control panel. I love this cockpit. And then it just comes up and down. It actually is probably better than most of the Falcon cockpits, at least the ones that are worth about 140 US, because Chewie fits in there no problem. Now, I will say the bottom area is a little fragile. I mean, this just came off. So let's put this back on. But anyways, very nice looking. We're going to get into this bottom area as well. So the bottom area of the Imperial Shuttle to the left, as you can see, there's quite a bit of detail. On the right, not a lot of detail. And one of the coolest things is about this set is, let's just set her down and I'll show you guys this in the next clip. So in the movies, when these big bad boys land, it kind of looks like this. Now, as you guys can see, this one has no door, nothing going on here. What this one does, and they tried to include it, which I absolutely love. Let's see if I can lower this a little bit more. Okay, that's as low as she goes. But what I will show you guys is this door comes down just like the movies. Let's extend this out. And it's kind of just like in the movies where they, you know, the guy can actually come out. Now, yes, the door should be a little bit more forward for sure. That is a little bit of a flaw, but I like that they try to include it. And yeah, a minifig can't really fit in there that way. I'll just demonstrate. Literally, this is a minifig standing up. He has to literally crawl to try and get in there. So, I mean, it doesn't really work, but I like that they included it. Let's now take a look at the interior of this ship. And another thing I just wanted to mention, this has more movable guns, unlike this one, where the guns are just kind of in place. That's where they are. This one clearly looks like they are more like blasters, and then also has flick fire missiles. We all know how those kind of work. And what's cool is they kind of carried on with that sticker, although it's actually smaller. So let's just show you guys. Let's bring this down. It works very much the same. Very easy to bring the wings down. And let's now show you the interior. So these little areas just come right up. There's an extra area for a flick fire missile. A little crate that actually has thermal detonators in it. Finally got that crate. The set is a little flimsy, I will say that, but it is a very cool looking set. And as you guys can see, there's the thermal detonators, one of my favorite pieces Lego's literally ever made. There's 3 of them in there. And then right here, you guys can see the little pilot can fit in there nice and snug. And then in the other area, they have Leia and a rebel soldier, and they fit in there nicely as well with their 2 seats. What I do really want to mention though about this is another really cool thing about this set. They have a Planet of Endor like little digital display in the back right there. Absolutely fantastic. I love little details when they do them. The more detail, the better. I just thought I'd center in on that because I think you guys would appreciate that as well. I absolutely love it. But yeah, those are the ships itself. Let's now take a look at the minifigs. And here we have the minifigs side by side. So for comparisons, I try to do this. Just stick them right next to each other so you guys get a little bit better idea of what we're kind of looking at as far as what each set included. So on the far right, you guys can see that it includes 4 minifigs. So the 2 Royal Guards, you get 2 of them. Then you also get Emperor Palpatine and an Imperial pilot. And then on the far left, we have the 2015 crew for the Imperial Shuttle Tydirium. So you get Han Solo, Chewbacca, Princess Leia, and 2 rebel soldiers. She has a little cookie, Leia, as well, and that's what her torso kind of looks like under. The older minifigs do not have back face printing. However, both Han and Leia do, and I'll just quickly show you guys their back faces. So they're both kind of just upset, right? That's what's on the back. And I'll show you guys Leia's back torso. But all in all, very nice looking minifigs. They're very, very different, so kind of hard to compare. They're not at all the same. One's Imperial and one is Rebel, but those are the minifigs. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts on each set. Well, looking at these 2 models, obviously you can see they're quite different. You know, and honestly, to each his own, whichever one you like. If you like the classic look, obviously you're going to go with the 2001. If you like the more detailed, accurate look, you're going to go with the 2015. The minifigs are kind of the same. Not that the older ones are bad, they're just more classic looking. They still have that classic yellow, whereas the new ones are much more updated, more detailed, but they kind of lack that classic appeal, although they are more detailed and they still look fantastic. But let me know what you guys think, which set you maybe like more. I personally like both in their own way. I just think they're both fantastic models, and they definitely both have their positives. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. But if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future comparisons that I do on this channel. I love doing that with Star Wars sets. I think it really works really well. But that pretty well is all I got for you today. But thanks again for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.